All right, I'm gonna jump into this real fast. How y'all doing today? Take a minute and hit that like button and subscribe. Hit that notifications bell to be updated on all my new content. I just want to take a second to say we got to fight the ignorance and educate yourself. All right, there's a lot going on right now in the country, especially with this migrant crisis, and that's something that's going to affect majority of the black people and a lot of middle class white people and low middle class white people, basically the working class that has all those nice jobs. In the next 10 to 20 years, we're going to be replaced. I'm just going to drop a couple facts for you real quick. One of them is, in case you didn't know, the black vote will no longer matter soon. It's not even going to matter. One of the reasons for that is with the current migrant crisis, they're going to take over the population. It's already been going on since I was in high school. That's why they was pushing the whole learn the bilingual. Spanish was, a class you had to take, or French, in the school I went to. But I'm seeing the importance of it now as I got older, and I'm seeing what's going on. I'm seeing how the Biden administration has let in so many illegals in the last 2 years, almost 10 million. 10 million. And those are going to be 10 million men and women. And those are working age, military aged, grown men and women. And you got to remember, every time those babies are born here on American soil, they'll become American citizens. So it makes sense that 10 million of them will come over and try to have as many kids as they can on American soil. They're going to get the free medical care, so it's going to be recorded. Fight the ignorance is going on about accepting as migrants and educate yourself. Another point I want to bring up is, while we're talking about the migrants having babies, is the low birth rates in the black community. The black community, hasn't been, producing as many babies. And that's probably because it all goes back to Biden again and the tough on crime bill and Bill Clinton with the three strikes law and the mandatory 10-year sentence for one rock like they did in the 80s and the 90s. Not sure if that's still the case today. But you got a lot of black men that's incarcerated, so they're not having black babies. There's no way to have babies if you're incarcerated. And then you have a lot of black men, that goes the opposite direction. They don't have babies, they're not interested in having babies. So the black race has basically been stagnated over the last 40 years. And you got to look at the dates when it started. Remember, just in 1974, that's when they ended the program where they would sterilize black women. If they had bad grades, were runaways, had truancy issues, talk back to a white person, had a fight, anything like that, what they'll basically call ratchet, what basically a lot of these young ladies just run around and do wild things today will be considered a offense as late as 1974, and they would have sterilized you. Look it up. It's all facts. That's why we can't forget, especially during the month of February, we can't forget how the fight and how far we've come and how far we got to go. So just keep that in mind. Fight ignorance and educate yourself. Knowing that if you look at the US government provided numbers, 60% of the births in America over the last 5 to 7 years have been of Hispanic descent. So the process has already been in effect because they're having more babies than the white race and the black race or any Chinese American races or any other races in the country. That's the big deal. And now with the migrants coming on to add on, and they all speak the same language, probably gonna have the same goals. So now the US government's gonna do what? Give them all voting rights. So now your black vote is not gonna matter. Pretty much the white vote's not gonna matter. It's gonna be the Hispanics gonna decide who's gonna run these countries. I mean, who's gonna run this country and who's gonna run these states. Believe you be. That's exactly where America is headed. Don't be ignorant. Educate yourself. This is serious business. Just knowing that we've been in a position where our rights has been taken away from us slowly but surely. If you went to school like I went to back in the day, you're required to know the Constitution, being able to recite it in order to graduate. Now realizing half that stuff I had to study so hard for was all bullshit. Because your First Amendment don't matter. Damn sure your second don't. Your fourth don't matter. The fifth, yeah, claim the fifth, they force you, or oh, we're gonna lock you up if you don't want to talk. And that's because technically this is not a country, this is a corporation. Look it up. The United States is a corporation. America is a country. Don't be ignorant. Educate yourself. This current migrant crisis is going to cause a big change for a lot of people and our kids. I don't know what Joe Biden was thinking, but I already know what Joe Biden was thinking. Someone with a mentality like his, he don't really care. Because at the end of the day, him and his family is going to be okay. Hit that like button, share this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I can really use your support growing this channel. So make sure you do those couple things for me. We'll catch you on the next one.